welcome you guys back to another video in the wedding series. You can find all of the wedding videos in the wedding playlist, which I'll have linked here in the iCard. So in today's video, I wanted to show you guys all of the signs that we had at our wedding. Most of them were signs that I did make myself. I'll explain everything when I get to it. The very first sign that I want to show you guys is actually our sign that welcomed people to the wedding. This sign was made by my husband's cousin. He created this character way back, like I don't even know how many years ago. It's called Sunny the Sad Doll. You've actually seen this character in the back of some of my videos. There's a little flight attendant picture that you'll see when I'm in front of my desk. Probably about this big. That's Sunny the Sad Doll. Sunny the Sad Doll is a little character that he created, and it's like a non-binary character. I think I explained it in that video that I first brought it in. Anyways, so he made this sign for us called the Danger Wedding. Now, the Danger Wedding, so my husband's nickname has been Tim Danger, and so I'm known as Lady Danger. So now that we've been together. So we had the Danger Wedding, and he put a bride and groom Sunny in the middle, and then it just says Casey and Timothy, April 7th, 2019, which was the date of our wedding. So this is supposed to be me and him as Sunny the Sad Dolls on our wedding day, which I think is so cute. So this was the sign that we had up. Please ignore some of the spacing up here. They literally just duct taped it to the back of this frame, and it was just sitting on an easel at the wedding. So it was at the ceremony site in front of a tree, letting people know that this was where our wedding was, because they do have multiple weddings at our venue, so sometimes people could get confused. Not at the same time, but if there's multiple chairs set up at different like little areas, people might get confused. So this one showed where our wedding was on the easel, and then once the ceremony was over, they actually brought it inside and it was sitting inside. So then we got to take this home. So this was our wedding sign. I'm gonna take it somewhere and see if we can get it like added to this frame actually, because I do really like it in this frame. It's just they couldn't do that at the time. Like it was such a, like he brought it with him, like we wouldn't have had time to get it framed before the wedding, so duct tape worked just fine. So there's the wedding sign. Now the next sign, I'm just gonna pull off what I have here. I'm not gonna worry if it's in order or not, but we did have our cards and gift sign. So this is one of those chalkboard easel stand things that you can get at Michael's. I only got one of these because I only needed one. So it says cards and gifts. Now all of the chalkboard signs were actually written on by a girl at my mom's school. My mom is a speech therapist at an elementary school, and they have like student teachers, and they have like students that come and help out and volunteer and stuff. So one of them has really good like artsy craftsy handwriting, and so she actually did this for us. So I told her I wanted it to say cards and gifts, and then we added the little paper airplane to kind of tie it in with the travel themed, and which you'll see on some of the other signs as well. So that was our cards and gifts sign. This was on the table where people could leave any gifts, or we also had a card box, which I can show you in another video. And the card box was on the table. So that's that sign. I'm just gonna start sticking these on the floor. So that one was its own easel, but this one we had to get an easel for. So I actually don't remember which size it was, because we had the small little gold easel from Dollar Tree, but we also had the larger one. I don't remember which size it was on, but this was our hashtag sign. So it says share the love with our hashtag Danger Wedding 2019. This actually came in a set of 3 chalkboards that my husband's mom bought us back when we first got engaged. So there's this one, there's one that has like a space and it says like blank days until we say I do, and then the other one said like we're engaged or we're getting married or something like that. I don't remember. We've never used it. We never used it in our pictures or anything like that, because it took us almost, so we got engaged November of 2017. We didn't take our engagement photos until like September. So we were already engaged for so long, we didn't really need to make that sign. If we had taken our pictures right away, we would have definitely used it, but we didn't. So, so we did use this chalkboard for the hashtag. And this, like I said, this was also done by that same girl who did the cards and gift sign. Along with that chalkboard, we had passport photos, and then this too also has the little paper airplane. Now, these signs, so these frames, sorry, not the signs, but these frames I got at Michael's. They were actually in the clearance section. It just so happened to be burgundy, which is one of our wedding colors, so it worked out perfectly. And they came 2 to a pack, so I actually got 1, 2, so I got 2 sets of the large burgundy ones, and then and then 1 set of the small burgundy ones. And so they came 2 to a pack. So I got 1, 2, 3. So I got 4 large ones and then 2 of the small ones. And then the paper is just some like thick, not cardstock per se, but it was like a thicker paper that I found at Michael's. It was like a 5-pack for I think like $3 or something. I don't remember the exact price, but I just bought that. So then I just printed these signs using Canva, and I picked a pretty font that I liked for the wording. And then I found this little paper airplane on Google because I didn't like the paper airplanes or the airplanes that they had on the Canva thing. So I just figured out the size-wise of how big I needed it, printed it onto that paper, and then just put it into the signs. Because it's kind of like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of an ivory. Oh, you can't even see it. But it's kind of an ivory color. It's not fully white. Like, this is plain white. So I'll kind of show you against it. So this is plain white, and this is more of like an ivory. Now can you, you can kind of see it. Sorry. All of the signs that are in the burgundy frames are on this ivory paper. So there's that sign, which was on the photo booth table, or the photo props table. Like I said, I did have these 2 easels, and then we also had this easel. This one I actually found in the clearance section at Michael's. It was only $1, but they only had the one, or else I would have gotten more for the other chalkboards. But it was gold, and it was really cute, and I just like how it looks. So I'm gonna put, I'm gonna use that for my desk. The little sunny picture that's on my desk, I'm gonna change it over to that frame. Excuse me. We did have, for our memorial table, this one says, "This lantern burns in loving memory for those who are forever in our hearts." I just found this saying on Pinterest, and I just typed this up myself, same thing, using Canva, and put it on the ivory paper. And then I just used 2 different fonts. So this part right here is all in print, and then this one is in like a cursive handwriting. Now, to test the sizing, I did actually print these out on white paper first, like regular printer paper, because I did make some of them bigger and some of them smaller depending on the sizing of them in the frame. So I just put it in the frame to check to see like if I needed to move things around or whatever. So there's that sign. I also had, for our favors, I did a chalkboard sign. So this says, "Grab a card or 2 and sign our Cards Against Humanity guest book," because that's what we did. And so we had this sign on the this chalkboard sign, which was also done by the girl at my mom's school. And alongside that, in the burgundy picture frame, we did put the directions on what they do. So it says, "Did you take a white card? Write anything you want, either a person, place, or thing. Be funny, serious, or inappropriate. Inside jokes, story references, and personal comments are encouraged." And then, "Did you take a black card? Write a question, funny or serious, leave blanks if you want." And then at the bottom it just says, "Don't forget to sign your name so we know whose humor to appreciate." So this was the directions on that table. One thing I did forget to tell you about these picture frames, so it does have the little stand, but you do have to, like, this part's all perforated, so you have to like rip that part out, and then you have to twist it to get it into the little hole. But then once you do that, it stands up fine. That's the only thing about these frames that I didn't like, and I didn't know that until after I already opened the frames, but that's okay. So that was on our guest book table with the boxes and Cards Against Humanity and everything. This was for our favors, so it says baggage claim, pick up your favors here, again with the little paper airplane. We did do, and I think I showed you guys the pictures in the wedding P.O. Box haul video, but we did do little suitcase favors. Let me see if I have one. Sorry, we did do little suitcase candy boxes for our favors. So these were all set up on that table with this sign, and people could come and pick up their favors. And we did have it set up the whole time, so people were picking them up before the wedding or before the reception even started, which is totally fine. I don't care when you pick up your favors, as long as you get one, you know. So we did have some extras left over, so that's what this is. There's no candy in this one though. So yeah, so we did do those. I did get these off of Amazon. I will have them linked down in the description box below if you guys want to check those out. So this one again was in the burgundy frame on the ivory paper, and so was the instructions for the guest book. This one is in a different frame. This one's actually in a gold frame that I got from Dollar Tree. It's a little scratched up though now. That's okay. But this, it does still have the white matting on the inside. This one I just printed out on white cardstock paper. This came with our paper airplanes that we had for our send-off at the end. The lady who makes those paper airplanes, she'll send you a PDF of this sign just with your name in the same font that she used on the planes. So we just printed this out on white cardstock, added it to this sign, and then this one didn't have a thing on the back. The ones that did have a thing on the back were they weren't 8.5 by 11, so we had to get an easel for this one. So this one, like I said, I got the frame at Dollar Tree as well. So there's that sign. And then we had, like I said, I had 2 smaller of the burgundy frames. I wish that they had some of these in navy blue because that was one of our colors as well. But it worked out that the burgundy frames, with the burgundy frames. So this one, we have complimentary drinks and in-flight snacks. Because we did have an open bar. It was a full open bar. Beer, wine, cocktails were all free. And then if you wanted shots, then you had to pay for the shots. And then you could tip and stuff, but it was an open bar. So we did have the sign that said complimentary drinks, and then we did have in-flight snacks because we did have a little cocktail. They call it a cocktail hour, but it wasn't really that long. So we had in-flight snacks that was next to the little snacks that they could, I think it was like a veggie tray and a fruit tray or something. I don't remember what they had. I didn't get any of it, that's for sure. But then we had the in-flight snacks for that one. So then the next sign was this fabric banner that we got from Walmart. It was supposed to say, and I'm gonna show you guys this now. It was supposed to say Mr. and Mrs., okay? Tell me why, when we opened this at the venue, it said Mr. and Ms. Come on, Walmart. What is up? Yeah, so MSS. That was me. I was MSS. So we had this one hanging from the front of the sweetheart table, but we kind of covered the MSS part, and I will show you guys a picture of that here with so we had like a little suitcase stack set up, and we just covered this side up with that stack, so you didn't really notice that it said Mr. and Mrs. If I had opened this up before the wedding, I would have noticed and I would have gone and got a new one, but we didn't open it up until we were at the venue. So that's one trick I want you guys to learn from my mistake. If you buy some sort of signage that comes in a package like this from a store, open it up before you take it to the venue, or open it up days beforehand. That way you can go and exchange it if needed. I still like this sign though. It's a fabric banner. It's really nice. I like the material, but I just wish that said MRS on it and not MSS, because that's what it's supposed to say. MRS. So those are all of our signs that we brought with us and had for the wedding. Now they did have 2 more signs that were up on the bar that they provided, and then they also had a unplugged ceremony sign, and then they also had a pick a seat not a side sign that the venue provided. So I did have those, and I do think I have pictures of them, so if I do, I'll include them here. But as far as the signs that I made or brought with me or someone made for us that we brought to the venue, that was all of them. If you guys would like to see any videos pertaining to how we set up these signs, how the tables looked, what was on the tables, go ahead and let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, or you can let me know down in the comments below. I do want to do a video on our card box as well as our centerpieces and the sweetheart table, so definitely let me know if you want to see those videos as well. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below. Also hit the notification bell when it appears. That'll let you guys know every time that I post a new video, especially videos for my wedding series. So if you guys want to see those other videos, I would suggest to hit that notification bell so you know when I post them. Other than that, go ahead and just give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye!